I am Glenn McGroggy, and I'm going to be interviewing Lee Resistant and Jacob from Lee Resistant and The Lost. So, what's up, guys? What's going on?
Not too much, man. Just working on some stuff, getting ready to hit pre-production.
Okay.
Next week.
I've been just practicing for pre-production.
Okay, well, tell me what everybody does in the band. Who else is in the band? Who we're missing here, and what everybody does.
I am Lee. I sing and play guitar, write the songs.
Okay.
Alex plays drums. Mike plays the bass, and this young gentleman Jacob plays.
So I play guitar, and Lee lets me write some leads here and there. And about a year ago, I learned how to sing and play the guitar. So filling in some missing voices.
You do some backups too, eh?
Yeah, it's completely new to me though.
Okay. So this is this just a project, or is this a full-time thing? What? Because I know that you have Lee Resistance solo stuff.
We kind of started as a project. Like I was writing some stuff that I was hearing more as like a full band in my head.
Okay.
And then I did like a 5-track EP just on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And then the start of 2018. And then towards the end of the year, I figured for my last show that year, I'd put a full band together and play it that way. Because I hadn't played like guitar in a band in a long time.
Okay.
And it was pretty good fun. So we kind of kept doing it.
It's basically turned into a full-time thing.
Okay.
Short of the pandemic, yeah.
Okay. This new release is called 13 years. What? I forget what it's called.
13 years gone by.
Okay. So does that mean that some of these songs are from 13 years ago, or explain the title?
All the songs are from like my musical back catalog. Like this from 2005, I was in a band back in the UK called Fletcher.
Okay.
We did like an EP and a full length. So three of the songs are old Fletcher songs. One of the songs is a song I wrote for the first band I started when I came to Canada, the Rucks. And then the bonus track is a Vanilla Pod cover. They're like old label mates of mine. They broke up, so we kind of recorded the track as like a tribute to them, if you like. Basically, all the songs are like tributes to my history. It's just a revisitation.
Mm-hmm.
I figured it would be a good way to bridge what I used to do to what I'm doing now. So.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if these songs were from like 13 years ago, like you were playing solo 13 years ago, or if you were in a band.
No, the 13 years gone by is actually a lyric from a chorus of a Fletcher song I wrote.
Oh, okay. So it's not actually 13 years in the making?
No. No, nothing like that. It's just
okay.
It's just a lyric that I liked that was just has to do with time passing, which seemed quite appropriate for it.
Okay. So how did you hook up with what you call The Lost now? Were they friends of yours? Just like, how'd you meet up with those guys?
Yeah, like Alex, like the original drummer for the Rucks, went on a road trip out west in 2008 and never came back. So Alex stepped in and played drums for a year. Then that band finished when Brian, the bass player, went off to Africa for a year.
Okay.
And so when we were putting the band together, I knew Jacob through like the local scene. So when I wanted to put a band together, I thought, well, I know a great drummer, I know a good bass player, and I know a good guitar player. So luckily they all agreed. And then
Yeah.
Brian quit about July 2019 because he was having his first kid.
Mm,
And yeah, he's enjoying fatherhood.
right.
So Mike's the current bass player.
Lee's a little modest. He was a little bit of a recording guru for an old band of mine, and that's how I think we really got chummy.
And what other bands have you played in, Jacob?
It's just an old local band called Watering Hole. They're still together in the Chatham scene, but it's kind of parted ways with them.
Oh, okay. So you mentioned about songwriting, how you, Lee, do the songwriting. Do the other members are they contributing as well? You mentioned that you let Jacob do solos and stuff.
Yeah, like I bring in like written songs because like a lot of stuff I'm always writing because like I have the kind of solo acoustic thing
Yeah.
in my head, so everything starts pretty much on an acoustic guitar, and then the things will progress. I think, oh, this sounds like it needs the band.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like when we go in, the songs are like fully formed as a song, but then the guys come in and add their parts to the band arrangements.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but to all intents and purposes, like the songs exist before the band gets their hands on them.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then it goes through a few iterations as we hash it out over months.
So how much different do they sound once you get it recorded with the band as opposed to how you originally thought it would sound in your head?
They're not massively far away because like I've played without Alex, especially like I've played with him for so long. Like when I hear drums in my head, I pretty much hear the way Al plays drums.
Oh, okay.
You know, so like they don't tend to be like really crazy. Like the Mike, the new bass player's come in and he actually like puts bass lines in there instead of
Okay.
instead of just like root note kind of stuff, and like that's been really really fun to like to watch.
So they all
that.
put their individual spin on things, eh?
Yeah, it's like I'm I have ideas of like how everything should sound in my head, but like I'm not going to go in
You're
and say
pretty
no,
open to it.
you've got to do it this way.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not precious about stuff like that because otherwise, what would be the point of having other guys in the band? You know,
Right.
like I'm not that much of a control freak.
No. Basically, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How about influences? What are your influences, Lee? And how does that affect your writing style, or does it?
There's a lot of stuff like from Springsteen to like Rancid, and you know I kind people have kind of picked up on a lot of different things in there that I never even considered as well. So I don't know, but then everybody seems to have a different favorite song. It's like there's millions of people listening to it, but like the few people that listen to what I do, everybody seems to like enjoy different songs to each other, which is kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, across the board, like I would probably say Lawrence Arms, Face to Face, bit of Social D in there, some Loved Ones. More that kind of Midwestern melodic punk sound, I guess.
What about you, Jacob?
Well, punk was actually a pretty new thing for me. Lee actually turned me on to a lot of the punk music that I know. I kind of grew up in the prog metal kind of category, listening to like a lot of Mastodon, Between the Buried and Me, a lot of kind of stuff like that. Protest the Hero was a big one growing up. Just kind of bands like that, and then getting into this band, yeah, really opened my eyes up to the punk genre.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder than it looks, isn't it, bud?
yeah, it certainly is.
Punk's not always just 3 chords, right?
Oh, no. I used to.
How hard can it be?
No, I used to.
Found out.
I used to think punk was the easy route for playing guitar, and I quickly learned that I was very wrong on that one.
Yeah, some of the stuff is pretty is pretty upbeat, and that's
a lot of down picking.
There's a lot of endurance that you have to build up, I guess, to play shows and whatnot.
That's why to get a young man in the band playing guitar. my wrists are 46 years old this year. Can't do all that stuff so well anymore.
Yeah, the forearms definitely feel it after a show.
Yeah. Okay. This is on Tarantula tapes, so I have to ask about tape collections. Do you have tape collections? Did you grow up listening to cassette tapes? That sort of thing.
See, cassettes were like a part of my childhood, but
okay.
I guess this is where the young guy in me really kind of shines. It was mostly CDs for me. I kind of caught a couple years of my life were tapes, and then it was just CDs from there. But the only tape I actually have is the ours, and then the one that I'll be grabbing when I see Lee next.
Oh man, I was one of those kids that like could never really afford to go and buy like records.
Right.
So I always got a bunch of like C60s or C90s around a buddy's house. You go, dude, let me take South of Heaven.
Yeah. Okay.
You got a whole stash of tapes where you're like Power Slave on one side and Peace of Mind on the other.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you get like the last song where he gets cut off halfway through and he starts on the other side. Yeah, I love tapes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how I grew up. Not a lot of money for records, or not being able to get them. Barry's kind of a remote place. So whenever somebody got a record, it made the rounds. Everybody taped it.
Oh yeah. You let one person tape it, and then everybody else got to get a copy from the cassette.
Yeah.
Not wearing
this is where I feel my generation really kind of got the win on that one, because that sounds like a really troublesome experience. The worst I did was
always
like,
dude, until you sat listening to the radio, waiting to press play to grab your favorite song, you haven't lived.
Yeah, the worst I got was like a computer virus here or there off LimeWire, trying to get get MP3s.
Yeah, you didn't get to experience
no.
Like a 3rd generation or 4th generation tape of a demo recorded on a boombox.
No. See, growing up, my dad had records, but it was one of those things where you asked for him to put one of them on for you. So It was that was it. Otherwise, it was all internet and CDs.
So what do you usually writing your lyrics about?
All manner of things. Usually, I'll get like a chorus or a couple lines of a verse, and it'll stick in my head, and then some songs come easily. They just pour out, and then I got unfinished songs in my head from like 2011 still, just waiting for them to let themselves be known to me.
I've noticed that some of the songs, they kind of have like a almost like a protesting sort of chanting fight sort of sound to it, or like a
It gets the blood
like a
flowing.
resistant to it. I don't know. Am I wrong in hearing that, or
No, it's like
almost like a protest type song?
they can be like a lot of most of the lyrics are personal,
Mhm.
but not in a specific way. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like they're like I know what they all mean to me, and a lot of the time it is like struggling, being mad.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
but I try not to write in a particularly direct manner.
Mm.
Like the on the tape, like wish list. The lyrics were written by Chris from Fletcher,
Okay.
um, and then we co-wrote Where Would You Run There. So like a lot of his lyrics were about ex-girlfriends, things like that.
Okay.
So there's a bit of a mix of where they all came from, but
Hmm.
like I generally try not to be too specific, because that's
Okay.
what I love about the songs that I love. You know, it's like I can put my own meaning to them, get what I get out of it. Like I'm not so much of a fan of songs that just tell you what they're about.
Yeah. Well,
I
to
like,
me,
I
it
I like
sounds like
yeah.
the songs are almost like a street punk sort of sing along, that sort of like pub style
Oh yeah,
sort of chop.
I love hooks, man. I love hooks. You can't go
Yeah,
wrong with a good hook.
yeah. There's definitely a lot of those. A lot of sing along type parts. Like I can picture like a pub, people in the pub just kind of with like going along with it or something, you know?
Yeah. I can totally picture that. So
Yeah. Okay.
one day there'll be enough people in the pub.
You recorded this during like in the past year, I would guess.
No, this was recorded early 2019, I believe.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it was before all of the
Oh
pandemic
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. This was
Okay.
recorded before that, but we've like the full length has been on hold since last year because of obviously the pandemic killed firstly being able to get together, and then secondly any motivation to do
Oh,
anything.
okay.
We tracked the last single where When the Smoke Clears. I wrote that last July. We tracked it towards the end of August,
Oh, okay.
and then it took me until a couple months ago to get it finished and get it out because I couldn't face music.
Hmm. If who's doing the recording? Are you doing the recording yourselves
Yeah, I do it.
in a basement, or are you at a studio doing this? How's the
Um,
recording process work?
We had a couple of places that we could track drums.
Okay.
For the full length, I'll be tracking them myself in our practice space.
Okay.
It's just easier that way. And
Hmm.
obviously, there's no real budget for any of this stuff.
So
So
you're all doing it yourself,
I
and
just learned how to record
right.
just so we don't have to shell out thousands of dollars, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
That
I
we
don't
don't.
think I don't think many people do that anymore. Like I think a lot of it is recording in a basement on a computer or whatever. I think that's the
Yeah,
way things are going. It's just
yeah.
easier that way.
It's definitely making it easier, but at the same time, it's one of those things that's helping to devalue music in the eyes of the consumer. I think, you know, music's
Yeah.
always been devalued in the eyes of record labels.
Yeah. Well,
You know, like You know, since Jacob's generation came along with their line wires and
I'll say it's a more comfortable experience going to like your place to record than it would be to go to a studio, though. I think Napster got that one started, though.
Yeah, you know what? It's like all these years later, Lars was right. Lars was the only one looking out for us. Nobody listened.
But he didn't think the people who actually copied their demo tape and sent it around to everybody else, that ended up getting them a record label. So
this is true.
Getting them a record deal. So, you know.
Back in the glory days of tape trading, you had to put a little bit of effort into it. It wasn't. It's the same as
3 clicks away. It's just 3 clicks away now.
It's the same as copying things onto tape. You know, it's like you had to put a bit of work in. Like back originally converting things to MP3, it'd take you like 3 hours to do like 4 songs. You had to work for it. I can't complain about if people are willing to put the work in. You know, all power to them. If you're just clicking buttons and like stealing music, not so much.
How many shows have you played with the full band?
I think it's between 20 and 25.
Okay, so it's been going. You've been doing that for quite a while, then.
Yeah.
What has been your most memorable show? It can be either good or bad.
I really like playing locally. We had John Creedon and the Flying Hellfish down, and I could watch that band all day, every day.
Cherry Cola's in Toronto would probably be the most memorable for me.
Okay.
The stage was awfully small, but the atmosphere of the bar was pretty cool. It was also the first time I got to play Toronto too, so that was one of those small town dreams of like, oh hey, cool, I get to go play the big city.
It was good response for you.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, the stage was small, but you know, you get comfortable with the guys in a small room, anyways.
So we talked about future plans. You're working on a full length. Do you have any idea when that might see the light of day?
Hopefully this year.
Okay.
That's about as specific as I can get on that right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been working on a new solo release, which should be out early summer. That will be a split with a buddy of mine from Ohio called Chase Duncan. Okay. Who I believe was on the last Reel to Reel Records compilation.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, he's really, really good. So one of my favorite songwriters, like really talented guy.
Okay. And how do people get a hold of your stuff? Obviously through Tarantula Tapes, but you have a Bandcamp.
Yeah, we have either leeresistant.bandcamp.com or leeresistantandthelost.bandcamp.com, or you can go to leeresistantandthelost.com too.
Oh, so you have your own website as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes I remember to update it as well.
And you have other merchandise for sale there? T-shirts maybe?
Yes, yeah, we got some shirts, shirt stickers, patches, pin badges.
Nice.
We do have copies of the EP on CD as well.
Oh, okay. The new one.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So Jacob might actually go and order that. He doesn't being the CD guy he is.
I do actually have some decent amount of CDs. That's one thing where the kid in me does kind of shine through.
That's probably the only perk of being in this band. You don't have to buy your own stuff.
It's a nice perk.
Well, I'm glad you think it's a perk, bud.
Okay, well, thank you very much for answering my questions and filling us in on the workings of Lee Resistant and the Lost. And hopefully, everybody will go out and get a copy of the Tarantula tape.
Hopefully.
It's well worth it. I enjoy it. It sounds really good.
That's the cool thing about the tape coming out on Tarantula 2. It's like it's kind of a whole new audience for us. Like we're kind of stuck down in the southwestern corner of Ontario,
hmm
and yeah, just it's nice to get it out there to people that haven't heard of us yet, or haven't got to the point where they don't care about us yet.
Do you have any videos?
Yep, there's a bunch of videos on the website. There's some stuff on my channel on YouTube.
Okay.
But,
So there's lots of stuff to check out.
I give you the link, but I don't have enough subscribers to have one of those fancy custom. Hopefully, I'll get some subscribers.
I'm sure you will, but thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, and good luck. Hopefully, we get to see you up here after all this craziness has gone away.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Looking forward to being able to do that.